All right, so this is back to school workshop. It's back to school. Oh, I'm going to mute you, Sarah. So if you have something to say, we'll unmute you. This way I don't have background noise. This is about things teachers can use as well as things parents can use on their kids to send them back to school. So for anybody that doesn't know about oils, we're going to cover the basics of doTERRA real quick. And I've got to move you guys out of my way. There we go. I wonder if I play this. So if you hear me sniffling, I'm sorry. I've had the sniffles and the sneezes all day. And I think it was because I was out all weekend camping and I've gotten a hold of something and I'm not too sure if I've been trying to shake it all day. Anyway. All right, so doTERRA's overview. So doTERRA is CPTG, which is Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. You can go and see everywhere around the world that they source all of their oils. Holy cow, phone. You can see where they source some on this map, but this is obviously not all of them. It's kind of cool to see that they get like cedarwood and grapefruit, some peppermint and basil and coriander from the United States, which is fun, as well as some others. But they truly do go where it's naturally grown, where it's pure, and they do all of their testing, and they do it in country where it's grown and harvested back here in the United States. And then they also do third-party testing that is they're very transparent. So they want to make sure you're getting the purest oils out there. They want to make sure you're getting not something different next month that you might order this month and that you're going to have a different reaction to, or any side effects too, because it's got synthetics in it. The things you're buying at, say, Walmart or someplace else are full of synthetics. So these, you can look at your bottle and you can scan this little code. Oh, you can't see me. You can scan the little QRC code and you can see the testing that they've done on this bottle in particular. So that's really cool that they're super transparent with it. They also do something called co-impact sourcing. So when they go into these countries, they are helping build jobs and build distilleries there, and they're helping the farmers build co-ops. So they're building a sustainable farm, and they're not just absorbing all of the frankincense in the world, and then we no longer have frankincense. Healinghands.org is listed there because that's their non-for-profit side, and they do give a lot to that, and they help run different things like sex trafficking and other projects that are needed around the world. And then Prime Meridian is their newest pillar that they're working with. It's about working with hospitals all across the United States currently, but all across the world. They're trying to get more natural medicines into hospitals instead of all of the opioids and things that are going on in this country specifically, but other countries as well. So if you're interested in that, there's a website. You can look those up. I'm not going to go into them today. All right, 3 ways to use. You can use them aromatically. Any of these oils you can use aromatically. You can breathe them straight out of the bottle, like I'm doing with Breathe, so that my nose doesn't stop up, and that I can still breathe and talk to you. You can put them in a diffuser. You can just put it in like this diffuser necklace that I'm wearing, and you can just breathe, any way to breathe it in. You can put them on topically, so you can roll them on. You can put them with coconut oil or another carrier oil and put them on diluted, and then you can rub them on the bottom of your feet or anywhere the problem issue is. And then internally, you can put them in veggie caps, which doTERRA has, that you can put a few drops in at a time and take them, or you can just take them in water or take a little shot glass and put a few drops of what you need and shoot it down, whatever you like. Not all of them can be used internally is the key there, because not all of them are safe to use internally. You can have some bad side effects if you take ones internally. So the way to know is to look at your bottle. It tells you the ways to use it. It's pretty simple. They don't want you to mess up, and that's probably the biggest fear for a lot of new people, is that they really get concerned with how to use them. And all of them can be used topically, all of them can be used aromatically. It's the internal key component that you've got to find out, and it's listed on your bottle. All right, so it wouldn't be a back to school without talking about the kids collection real quick. Kids collection is made, they just rolled it out last September, so almost a year ago now. And it comes in a fun little pack. And it comes with these cute little cards that you can see in that picture. And the cards say really fun things. They tell you specifically like which one to use. So for Brave, it says before new or different situations or just start your day, roll Brave onto your tummy or bottoms of feet for a boost of courage and confidence. So it tells you exactly what to use it for and what, where to put it. There's ones for heart, for brain, and for body. And so they're really neat. They're pre-diluted, so they're good for sensitive skin. They're good for little kids. And it comes in a cool washable zip pouch. We use these all the time. These are ones you got to roll on. So these would be more for like your personal student. I don't know, Sarah, that I would use it in your classroom because of touching one kid and then rolling it on another. But there's nothing saying you can't pop the lids off of these and put them in a diffuser if you're interested in them. They're just blends of different oils though. So they're fun. And the carabiner caps are really fun to hook to backpacks or gym bags or keys if they're older kids, but I don't know any teen that's going to carry these on a key. So we use Thinker for testing. We use Calmer to help them sleep. Rescuer, if you know what Deep Blue is for adults, Rescuer is the kids' Deep Blue. So growing pains. Stronger is like the adult On Guard, so it's your immune system building. So anytime they're around germs, I would use this daily. Stronger, I would swipe it across my kid's neck every day. So they're building their immune system since they're going to school and fighting a lot of germs around other kids. Brave, anytime they need a drop of courage or, you know, they've got to play or a recital or they're just trying a new sport or those first few days when they're hanging around with new kids. And then Steady is kind of like your, oh my goodness, what is Steady? We use Steady. What do we use it for? Nervous or anxious, yeah. So Brave is kind of energetic. So if your kid is already energetic and you want them to kind of settle into not being overly anxious about school, then you could use Steady. So both of those can be used. Who do I hear? Is that Lily? Oh, Lily does have. Lily, I'm muting you just so you know, because I hear voices. Michael's laughing at me. Laughing. There. All right, so back to school. So the things you're gonna want are any of the On Guard products. So On Guard has dish soap, not dish soap, cleaners and hand soap, which are great, especially in the classroom if you're wanting to disinfect those desks or disinfect other things. There's On Guard hand sanitizer, which comes in a cool spray bottle. I wish these could compare to the ones that you're asking your students to bring to classes, because those hand sanitizers, the Purells and things, are killing the good germs on your hands. On Guard isn't. So it's good to have some germs. Not all germs are necessarily bad for you, but doTERRA's isn't killing the good germs. It just kills the bad germs. Where Purell's killing everything. And it's really not all that great for you. So, excuse me, Serenity or Lavender, you can kind of pick. Serenity is a blend for resting and bedtime. We all know that if they go to sleep and they sleep well, then they wake up happier. You could use Serenity if like the kids come in like just before Christmas break or going into spring break. You can put it in the diffuser to help kind of settle them. But I would almost just do Lavender, because to me, Serenity like knocks my kids out in 5 minutes. I don't know that I would put Serenity unless you wanted all the kids in the classroom to take a nap. That's counterproductive, right? Wild Orange or any of the citruses. So Wild Orange is kind of a calmer of all the citruses. So lemon, lime, tangerine. Oh, I'm sure there's more. Those are what come to mind. They're all happy, joyous oils. They're going to give you energy. They're going to get you awake. Those are the ones, like if it's a cloudy day and it's been crappy weather for a week and your kids are just dragging butt to get in, that's what I would have in the diffuser. Balance. I love Balance. Balance is the one that I've said helps you focus. So this says take a chill pill. I didn't make this little image here, but take a chill pill. It balances you out. It takes all that drama and all the sports and all the things they'd rather be doing, and it helps them focus. So not necessarily what they recommend for testing, but it is good for like if they need some quiet writing time, or they need some just some individual work to be done and you need kind of the room to settle, I would put balance on in the diffuser. Breathe, that's what I've got right now. So breathe is when everybody's all sniffly and snuffly in January, February timeframe, and the weather is back and forth and up and down. That's what you're going to want. You could even blend some On Guard and some Breathe in there and kill some germs while you're helping everybody's nose open up. Digestin. This one's interesting that they have this on this list. So digestin is more for upset stomach and flu and things. So I don't know if you would want it in the classroom, but certainly for your child, if you're sending your child to school. If everybody's got the flu and they're all fighting these tummy bugs, this is something you would want for them to have to put on at school or when they got home. In Tune is a roller blend. So all of these other ones, I mean, On Guard products are a whole array in themselves, but the other ones are all 15 ml bottles. In Tune is a 10 ml roller. It's very strong, so I hesitate to put this, it's a good blend. It's good in the sense that it does what it needs. It's mainly for focusing and remembering things, but more for focus. The problem is that the smell is so strong it lingers probably half the day. So I used to put this on my child and then I was still smelling her by lunch. And so now I have them put it on the bottom of their feet. So do whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your kid's comfortable with, but it's kind of, it's not a bad smell, but it's not the most pleasant smells. And it's not one that like you smell wild orange and you know it's wild orange. So people are like, ooh, wild orange, and you know they want to smell you a little more. But they smell this and it's vetiver, and it's like a tree resin vetiver is, so it's thick and it's not necessarily the most pleasant like wild orange would be. So kind of do what you want there. Bergamot, so moving on down the list, bergamot, it's just a joyous one. It's a citrus. It's very much like wild orange, lemon, lime, all of those. So it's going to give you the positive feelings and the ambition to get to school and do things. Tear Shield and On Guard. So Tear Shield's a bug spray. It does get the bugs off, but it's not going to kill the germs like On Guard. So two different reasons there. Tear Shield maybe for the fall or late spring when you're doing all those sports outside, but On Guard year round. Seriously, everybody gets it every day. Keep your immune system up so we're not missing school. Lavender for communication. I don't know. Lavender will help keep them calmer, so maybe their ears or their listening ears are on. Lavender and rosemary is the blend. So rosemary is your memory and retaining information oil. So anytime you're wanting to, like you're doing some test prep, rosemary is what you want to either be smelling or have on the back of your neck. In any way you can have that going on. Lavender will help you kind of relax and retain. So you can put the two together, but rosemary is your memory. They even have it for like people with Alzheimer's and for testing. That's the big two is like Alzheimer's people to remember things longer is to diffuse rosemary. Lifelong Vitality and the Children's Chewable. So these are good. I don't honestly know. The Children's Chewable, how old does it say? So it says for children 4 and up, but I don't know. Like my 12-year-old takes it. She likes it. It's a chewable. So it's got all of the necessary vitamins. Of course, good vitamins, good health, clear thinking. We all know that gut health, or to be healthy, it begins in your gut. So you focus on gut health and you get your probiotics going. You get your healthy vitamins and get all of your A, B, C, D, E, your alphabet vitamins going on. then your brain's going to think more clearly. You're going to do well in school. There's several other factors: sleep, communication, all those, trust, like the ones down at the bottom. All of those add to it. IQ Mega is the kids' fish oils, and it's a liquid. So I just pour some on a spoon and stick it in their mouth, and they swallow it. Tastes like, I think it was wild orange. I'm pretty sure it's wild orange. So the kids like it. They don't fight me on it. They like taking it. They take it daily. We all know how your omega-369 fish oils are really good for brain and heart health. So recommend taking those. And then Clear Skin. So it's not called Clear Skin. I don't know why it's on there. So Clear Skin, and I don't even know what Solace is, but it's weird that they have, maybe this is an old one that doTERRA changed their name. So HD Clear is the kit. I say kids. Anybody that has breakouts often needs HD Clear, and that's their skincare line for acne-prone skin. So any teenager would need that. Emerson uses it, and it's super great. She doesn't have breakouts. And then Clary Calm is the roller for hormone support. So if anybody, boy or girl really, could use it going through all the fluctuations of hormones, could use both of those. And then it says extra credit at the bottom. If you've not seen the keychain case that has the 8 bottles, that's what I recommend for any middle school, high school kid. They're little drams, and you can still fit, I don't know, it probably fits at least 30 to 40 drops. It lasts a while. The drops that come out of those are a quarter drop. So it's not even a full drop when you flip it over on your finger. It's a quarter drop. So if you're needing to cover something or needing more than a quarter drop, you're going to have to kind of shake it a couple times to get the full 1 drop out of it. They come in purple and black. They're super great. I carry that around with me all the time because I don't carry a purse. You can fill it. It doesn't come filled. So you can put your little labels on it and then fill it with whatever oils are best. So if the child's going to school, you might put some rosemary. So you might put something for energy. You might put something to help them like balance for thinking. Focusing. You know, just a few of the things that they would always need every day. And that way it's accessible. It's got a carabiner, it hooks to their backpack, and it's a good thing just to always have on hand. So then they're feeling empowered to do things, and they don't have to feel like they're dying at school because they're away from their oils at home. A necklace like this diffuser necklace is a good one because then they can always have it on. Motivate, if they're dragging butt to get to school, motivates the one that they're going to want to keep their brain going and feeling like they have energy. And then a diffuser, not that a child can take the diffuser, but the teacher can have the diffuser. So we're kind of talking 2 different things here. But the diffuser, and depending on how big the classroom is, might depend on how big of one you want. So kind of look when you're shopping for diffusers, find one. It's got to be cool, cool mist. You don't want it to heat, because if it heats, it breaks up the oils, and then they don't work like you want them to. You just get the smell, but you don't get the medicinal benefits. And then the bigger it is, I think I have a large living room that fills it kind of goes upstairs, and it fills my living room and kitchen and space. And so I have I think it's 500 ml, and it takes like 10 to 15 drops of oil at a time, and it'll run for 6 to 8 hours. So if you have a classroom, that's probably bigger than what you even need. I don't know that the pedal diffuser that we have is big enough for a classroom. It's big enough for a bedroom, but a bedroom is not the same size. You agree? Yeah, okay. You have one for your classroom, Sarah? Yeah? Not yet. So I'm going to unmute you because I want to ask you a question. How do I unmute you? Found the button. Maybe. There it is. Okay, there we go.
Yep.
Do you know of any rules? Because there are some schools that have rules against diffusers.
We don't have any rules about diffusers. You have to kind of talk to your administrator to see if anybody on staff or in your classroom, or people that come into your classroom, or your students in your classroom, have any allergies or have any kind of sensory issues. Because sensory issues is a really big thing for a lot of kids now. Like certain smells, taste, touch, sounds, just throws them all off. So if anybody has any kind of accommodations or modifications in that kind of area, or health impairments, would be something to check out before you start putting your diffusers in use.
Yeah. Well, I know some schools are creating rules against diffusers and things because they're not wanting, what was it? They don't want those fake oils with all the synthetics, and then people are actually having negative reactions to it. So that's kind of where rules are coming from. But the way around that is to wear it on you. And then, of course, when you're walking around the room, it's going off into your room, putting on a diffuser necklace so that it can permeate from you. That's really the only other option you would have. But it is a good, at least another option. But you bring up some good points. I wonder sensory issues. I bet you Intune would help with some of those sensory issues. But again, it's one of those pungent smells that lingers a while. So if it was a smell thing, then maybe not. But some of those sensory issues, I wonder if Intune would help with that. So I created this thing on the screen. It's your school oily routine. Some people just need it lined out, line by line. Every morning you're putting on Guard. Before school, you put on some Intune. After school, you're putting on Balance to help relax, calm down. Some kids, like some of those younger first, second, third graders, come home from school and they're like, freedom! Then they run around like a chicken with their head chopped off, and they just go, go, go. So they need some balance. Homework time, rosemary and peppermint. So peppermint helps muscle relaxation, and rosemary helps with all that memory retention. And then bedtime, diffuse serenity, so they get a good night's sleep. You could add a lot more into this. This was a very basic page I created. Of course, you can add citrus in the morning. This is so if you don't have any way of sending anything at home, anything to school, not at home, anything to school with them, at least you could get this much. So if your kid was, a first grader, you probably don't trust them with sending oils, but a fourth, fifth, sixth grader, they can take a keychain of oils with them, or just even one of these rollers as it comes off. One of these rollers, tuck it in their bag, and they can use that as needed. So moving on. All right, oils in the classroom. So On Guard, I've kind of touched on these. On Guard to fight the germs, lemon, bergamot, lime for germs, because you can clean surfaces with them. They'll kill the germs, especially lemon. And it puts off that happy smell. So that's why I like pine sols and lemon, because people smell lemon and they love it. Lavender to keep them calm and relieve stress. Peppermint will also wake them up, so you can put peppermint in the diffuser. Balance to balance them out and help them focus. Citrus Bliss also kills germs and smells delicious because it's a blend of citrus oils. Elevation relieves emotional stress. So this might be one if you've got a lot of teenagers and all those drama years. They're so emotional because they don't know how to handle it. Elevation's a good one when everybody's wanting to cry and everybody's wanting to just not to themselves. This would be a good one to have on those days. And then rosemary. We keep bringing it up, but it really is a good school covered oil for anybody. All right, other products to have. So I showed you the On Guard hand sanitizer. Alcohol and chemical free, kills 99% of the germs. It really is a good, I love it. And it smells like the On Guard. It smells like the Christmas scent that everybody loves. So I did actually put the petal diffuser in this image, but I probably should have picked a different image. But there's a picture of a diffuser. The kids collection we went over. Correct-X would be the only other one. Correct-X is, you would use it like your Neosporin. It's your antibacterial ointment. You can put it on. It's got oils in it. It's also that same ointmenty stuff. And then teacher's gifts. So if you're a parent and you want to buy your teacher, your parent, your kid's parent, whatever I'm trying to say, your kids, teachers, a gift, lotion. So the rose lotion is a good one. It helps the Healing Hands Foundation. So we talked about the Healing Hands. and all the good things they do. My brain is gone all of a sudden. All the projects that they help, like the sex trafficking and other things, you can go on healinghands.org, I think it is, and you can see they're doing hundreds of different projects at a time, and it's people like me that create projects as well as corporate creates projects and works on things. So it's cool. And then, so the rose lotion, the entire purchase price goes towards the Healing Hands. So Deep Blue for teachers' feet. You can buy them a diffuser. You can, of course, apply them with oils. Any of that is good. All right, so teaching your child to use the oils. There's not a whole lot of words on this because I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm just going to tell you what I do. And then, of course, every parent's going to have to adjust it for their kid. What I did to first teach my girls when they were first learning about oils and we were first starting this journey, Emerson was probably 6 or 7. And I was sending her to camp with one of those keychains with 8 oils. And I just started quizzing her as we were driving down the road. Emerson, what do we use lavender for? Okay, now when you're at camp, what is 1 or 2 ways you would need lavender? And just having her put what lavender does along with, if I come up with an itchy bug bite, I need lavender, and making the connection. So if you're putting together all of these different oils, if you know what you're putting in the keychain, then quiz them, ask them. On Guard does what? Lemon is, what would you use lemon for? What time of day should you use lemon? You're probably not going to use lemon just before bed or just before nap time if they're going to daycare. These are not ones you're going to want them to use at certain times, but then there's certain times you want them to use other ones. So make sure they know how to use them. Make sure they know not to drink them. If they're too young to not know when to use them, you probably shouldn't send it with them. But maybe you can teach the babysitter, or you can teach the teacher to help the child learn how to use something that's more natural, rather than, hey, before you send them to the nurse, can you remind them to get their oils out of their backpack and try those? And then have a little cheat sheet for the teacher so when Johnny's acting like this, he needs this oil, and remind him just to take the cap off, swipe it across the back of his neck. This is the one he needs, and he should be good to go. Give him 5 minutes, and if that doesn't work, then obviously either tell him to use a second drop, it's not going to hurt, or send him to the nurse. Maybe he needs something else. Those are always options. doTERRA doesn't ever want to get rid of normal Western medicine, but they do want this to be a first line of defense and have something in your hands that's healthier and better for you. But there's always going to be a place. doTERRA didn't heal Emerson's broken arm last summer, but it sure helped the swelling, and it helped a lot of other things in the healing process. But I did have to go see a doctor, and we did have to have surgery, and we did have to do a lot of other things. So it's not a place to get rid of medicine. If Johnny's belly is upset and he doesn't have digestion, well, then he probably just needs to go to the nurse. So any questions as far as that? I'm going to unmute you both. What questions do you have for me? What situations have you come up with your class?
I had one early. You said the lemon, bergamot, and lime to help clean desks and stuff like that, or wipe down stuff. Do you use all 3 of them, or you can pick from one?
It wouldn't matter. Lemon cleans
Okay.
stuff well enough that I've never used bergamot or lime to clean. I usually use bergamot in my perfume blend and lime usually in my food. But they're citrus. They're all going to do the same thing anyway. Okay. So if you wanted to blend all 3 because you like the smell, go for it. But at that point, you might just get citrus bliss. Lily, do you have any questions? I think I have audio on you now. Maybe. She raised her hand. Okay, Lily, I see your hand. I can't hear her. Can you hear her?
Barely.
Hmm. Can you try typing it in, Lily? Or maybe text me? Oh,
Do we have any kind of situations where we would be liable or anything like that for recommending oils to kids? Like if I have a student that has a headache, here, try this before I send you to the office.
I've never heard of it, but I don't know. I'm sure that crosses a line somewhere in your teacher-student. I don't know. You know your kids a lot better than most teachers with 22 students. That's a hard one. I've never heard of anything.
Right.
Um,
If the kids already have their own, then that's a different situation. But
I mean, you've got easy access, I think, to most of your parents that you could say, hey,
oh yeah, I could send stuff home.
or just send a text and say, hey, do you mind if I let Johnny try peppermint for his headache? I mean, that's what I would probably do. Let me see. I think Lily messaged me. Okay, she's like, I was on my phone, sorry. See if she has any questions. Okay. What else? Well, you know how to order, but let me go over it just because I'm recording. So there's 3 ways to order. You can order retail. Mute you again. There we go. Okay, you can order retail. You don't get any discounts or anything. You can order wholesale where you pay a $35 enrollment fee, just like Sam's Club or Walmart, and you get the 25% off the retail pricing for a year. It covers anything you want for a year, 25% off. Super easy to do it that way. The best way to do it is to get an enrollment kit, and if you want to do that, let me know. It saves you more money in the long run. It absorbs the enrollment fee, so you don't have the $35 enrollment fee, but you can purchase everything at 25% off the retail for a year. So it's an easy way to do that. And then this is my thanks for coming. Here's my contact information. So if you need me on Facebook, Instagram, my website, you can text me, you can call me, you can send me an email. So this is all of my information. And I'm glad you guys came. Sarah, did you have any other questions before I let you go?
You said peppermint to help with headaches. Is there anything else? That's like one of the hardest ones, or the one that occurs most often in my classroom, and an upset stomach.
The digestion for the stomach, that's easy. Headaches are tricky. So headaches are tricky because they manifest as a headache, but it could be like one of several things. So if it's tension, I use deep. If it's migraine, I use frankincense. And if it's my kids, I use a blend of 50-50 lavender peppermint. That's really the 3. There's probably another one that I'm forgetting. But usually it's tension because they're stressed. So I would use deep blue. You can use the oil or the rub. Either one works. And then, yeah, there's not even one in this kids kit that's for headaches. So
right.
Just be careful. If they have sensitive skin, you're going to want to make sure they dilute that oil. The rub, not so much. They wouldn't have to dilute that. But if you're using the oil version, have them dilute it. Even though I know your kids that you have in your class are older, you might have somebody break out and you really don't want a parent going, what'd you do to my kid? So I would have even I found one of those clear ketchup bottles from Dollar Tree, and I put coconut oil in that.
Yeah.
Or you can just get a pump version and just have it next to your oil. So if you're allowing them to use it, then you have that option there. It's an easy way of having something. Then you don't have to blend all your oil.
if I get the kids collection,
Uh-huh.
does that count as a new enrollment for the next year? Because I bought the introductory kit last Thanksgiving when you were here. Will
Right.
that take care of me for another year?
You don't have to buy a kit every year. So when your 1 year lapse comes up
Yeah.
next November, it's a $25 fee,
Mhm.
and you just pay that fee. That's your re-enrollment fee. And they send you a bottle of peppermint for free, and it's like a $22 oil. So it's almost a wash, and they give it to you for free. So you wouldn't have to buy any kit. You could add this to LRP if you have your LRP set up
Okay.
and just order it 1
And
month.
then with the kit, no. Where was that at? I took my notes on my phone. I gotta look for it. Hang on.
I'm going to stop
The
share just so.
keychain holder, you said? Okay.
You're fine. Keep going.
The keychain holder
Huh?
had you held little drams.
Well,
Does it come with empty drams or do I have to buy them?
nope. It comes with the eight empty drams. So you just get your little circle dots like this one that you put on your 15 ml bottles. That covers the top of the lid,
Yes.
and that way you know which is which. That's unlike this where it has the label on the side. You have to have some dots, and you can order those. I think it's $1 or 50 cents for a page, so it's not expensive, but you just have to kind of search for it.
Gotcha.